No, then Hebburn Town TV, please watch, like, subscribe. As I always say, please share the clip. We want people to see our club, most people as possible. Well, today, league game today, Bridlington Town 1, Hebburn Town 2. And as usual, gaffer Mike Thompson's come to mull over the fat and pick that game apart for us. I'll shut up, mate. Analyse that game for me, sir. Game of two halves?
Yeah, it's a game of two halves. I think we've done extremely well in the first half. It's not pretty. It wasn't a pretty game of football whatsoever, but we went in 1-0 at half time and still told them they weren't good enough because the quality in the way we passed the ball weren't good enough. Was putting ourselves in unnecessary danger in the way that we was passing the ball. And actually, we're coming in 1-0 up. We need to improve. And then we knew that they'd get a bit of a rocket at half time. So the message was that our Achilles heel all season's been conceding goals straight after half time. So be strong, be committed, do things right, clear our lines, play in the right areas, and work our way into the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. And we conceded a goal within 4 minutes again. So the second half's nowhere near good enough. Two real individual errors, mate.
So we talk about that first goal.
Not good enough.
For first goal, should we say, Hebburn in that second half, what did you see in that goal? Because obviously, Keith come too far, maybe shouldn't have got done, or what? What are you thinking?
It's a lobbed header with no real purpose on it, and it's gone in. So I just think we need to deal with that situation better. All right, the kids won the header at the back post, that's absolutely fine, but we should never find ourselves in a situation where it's looped itself in the way that it has, and that's an individual error. The second goal, I've asked specifically for certain personnel to defend better and understand the defensive duties within the game, and it's fallen on deaf ears, and that's too easy. It's way too easy to work from left to right, and then find himself one-on-one with a goalkeeper. So individually, we told them at half time again, Kev. Individually, we've had errors, but we said they will score through two means today: a set piece or our own troublemaking. Yeah, and that's been the case for both of them. Now, don't get me wrong, they came out and put on us a little bit more in the second half, but we've been nowhere near it.
I thought that first goal after 4 minutes put wind in their sails. Before that, they didn't look anything. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we was the better team. We had the upper hand, and then they got that goal, got a bit of wind in the sails, and that carried on till full time.
They didn't trouble us in the first half.
Yeah.
They didn't trouble us whatsoever in the first half. And I'm not too bothered about them. I'm thinking about ourselves, and although they didn't trouble us in the first half, we still weren't happy. We weren't happy with the way that we was playing the game, and the way we was utilising the ball. But we've come out in the second half and got worse, and they've come out in the second half and they've obviously had a rocket and got better. But again, like I say, we've gifted them 2 goals today, and we cannot. I don't blow up very often, but I've just blown up at them in there, and we.
But what are you blowing up over? What? Inconsistency, not showing up today? Because one day you can look amazing, and then the next game, like I say, that second half, that's not your team. That ain't what we got used to seeing.
No, and we always concede 2 goals, Kev. We cannot expect to win games when we concede 2+ goals, and that's facts.
We
haven't got enough goals in us at the minute, so we cannot afford to concede 2+ goals a week because we won't win games. And we said it ourselves out there, and this is no disrespect to our boys because they're here, because I want them to be here, and I've chosen to wear the shirt. But even at 1-0, it feels like we need more. We need more goals in us. We need to score more goals. And then as soon as that second, the first one for them boys goes in, panic station's set in, and it doesn't need to get to that.
You can see it. You can really see it.
And then
to rub salt in as well, my player of the year, because I was player of the year up to now, 100% Will Sutton would get it, but I don't know what's happened there at the end. But now we potentially haven't got Will Sutton until next year.
Ill discipline,
So what he said to
foul and abusive to the referee. I can't defend the kid. He's got himself into a phenomenal position to get us back in the game with minute to go. The kid's pulled off a great save.
Yeah,
fair play. And I've told them again in there, that's all we've made him do in the second half. That's all we've really made him do in the second half.
The last kick of the game, basically.
And then within 20 seconds, he's sent off a foul and abusive. I was fuming with Jack Bullis, the way he got himself sent off at Stocksbridge. And again, that doesn't represent me. I know he's frustrated at the way the decisions have gone, but when you've got a referee that's not giving you anything, you're not going to help yourself by doing that. So.
And he said something bad by his right?
Well, we're in a dogfight now.
But my player of the year. Now, I don't know if you're obviously you can't say that, but my player of the year. That's 3 games now, isn't it? Away, home. We're going to see him. He's
been phenomenal. He's been Mr. Consistent. He does everything right. And we're going to end up being round pegs in square holes to fill a void for a player that's been uber consistent for us all year. But like I said, that's not me. That's not what I want. Then I know he's frustrated because the game's not going the way that we want him to do. But when the referee's not helping you out, that's it. He's never gonna change.
But then the next 3 games now, we're gonna have to Matty Broyle will have to drop in, or Matty Dixon come back, or whatever. You've now got a bit of a shuffle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shuffle the pack big time. We're gonna have to shuffle the pack. But yeah, like I said, from such a positive start, I feel like the boys need to know that we're in a dogfight now. This league's so tight. I've said it time and time again about throwing a blanket over the amount of teams that you can, and 1 win, 1 defeat, 1 win, 1 defeat, you can end up anywhere from sort of 8th to 18th in this league, and we can't get ourselves into a position where our form's that bad that we find ourselves in a really tough, precarious position going into the new year.
So obviously now, this side of Christmas, you're on a bit of a road trip.
Yeah.
And this division away is quite a tricky division, isn't it? It's hard sometimes at home, but now you're going to go away 2 games. I want to say Long Eaton and
Carlton Town first, and then Long Eaton the week after. Yeah.
So they're 2 tricky ones away, and then we'll meet back up here on Boxing Day against
Tadcaster.
Cheers. Oh, a bit of a local derby. Now that is a 6-pointer. Now if we drop, and I don't want to say it to you, Gaffer, but obviously 2 away games, we could actually come back here Boxing Day and have a huge game.
Yeah, and they need to understand that. Every game's huge. Every game's huge. When you're not playing Worksop or Stockton, every game in this league's huge. Because it is so ridiculously tight. A couple of back-to-back defeats and you end up dropping 6-7 places in this league.
That's definitely massive though coming into Taddy, because then that game becomes a cup final. But anyway, let's try and I know it's disappointing today. Anyway, it's disappointing, right? Talk about your squad. Is everyone in there injury free? Obviously, I know we're going to miss Will Sutton now. Is everybody else should be available for next Saturday?
Yeah, everybody's available. And again, I know I'm doom and gloom at the minute because I'm frustrated.
Yeah, no, I can see it in your face.
We told them pre-kick-off that this is the strongest 11 we've put out for a long time. It feels like we've had our strongest team. We've got Denny fit. Andy's come into this holding role and done well. And I felt like that's the strongest 11 we could put out from everybody being available. Yeah, and then the second half pans out the way it does. So we need to reevaluate a little bit.
I was say, where does that leave you as gaffer? So you've put out what you believe is your strongest 11. And I don't want to knock it too much, but they did deliver second half. Is it Tuesday, Thursday, right, let's get our heads back on? Or is it Black Book thinking, right, I'm thinking?
I think we've... I trust them, Kev. They wouldn't be here if I didn't trust them. You've seen some lads come and go.
Yeah.
And I trust these boys, and we saw it at the beginning of the season when we went on a good run. Take the Shildon away game out of them. We was on a fantastic run, and I trust them to come back out the other side of it. But personal pride is massive for me, and I love to think that we give them everything that they require, and that's when it becomes a little bit of a kick in the teeth when we don't perform to what our capabilities are, because everything we put on, I feel like we put everything in place for them. So yeah, I do trust them, and I think they'll come through it. Yeah, they'll come through it, but we need a little more from some of them.
So what happens this week, Tuesday, Thursday, as we get ready for Charlton? Is it fitness session Tuesday, then work on Charlton on Thursday like norm?
Yeah, we'll get a bit of naff out of the legs on Tuesday. We've got a bigger space on Tuesday, so we do a bit of shape work, and we'll work on some of the stuff that's not gone perfectly well today. and then build ourselves up for Thursday. So yeah.
Well, like I said, don't go and kick the cat or dog. And one thing you do this is, and I will say it is, when you have a performance like that, I hate to say it, every time you've had a bad performance, the next game has been a bounce and answer.
Yeah.
So I hope that when I might even see you next week, I might have a free Saturday, but when I hope we bounce again, so you are consistent at being inconsistent.
Yeah, and
which you really annoyed it,
yeah, it kills me, mate. It kills me because we can't. You know, we said last week. We said this week about last week that we did everything but score a goal. You know, so same kind of standards. We do everything but score a goal. And I felt like we could get ourselves through that second half. You know, stay tight, do things right for 10 minutes, and then they'll come out chasing because they need to win a game. You know, they were 5 games without a win. So to concede with four minutes gone, it's just
the sloppiness of it.
so
that bothered me,
frustrating.
mate. It ain't like it was a wonder shot 30 yards out top bins. It's a sloppy one, isn't it? It's a sloppy one.
Yeah.
And that's when, like, do you know something? We can sit till the cows come home picking it apart. I hope we speak in 7 days' time. The smile is back, different that will be on, and we're talking about 3 points rather than that second half, mate, because some seasons go, that might be the low point of the season, mate.
Let's
Hey,
hope so.
cheers for talking to you as always, boss.
Okay.
Please watch, like, subscribe. And like I say, if you've got nothing on next Saturday after, please go away and watch that because sometimes it's great being an away fan. But if you can't, Boxing Day, 3 o'clock, Taddy, East Yorkshire v West Yorkshire. Here, 3 o'clock Boxing Day. Please take care. Hebburn Town out.